Hello, and thank you for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hello, and today I've shown this message screenshot before, but I don't know, it's like I just feel like there's so many different ways to analyze some of these awful just and this is all in my opinion. Just know everything that I say in each episode is in my opinion. So some people may think I'm wrong, or they may differ, or they may give some of these men just reasons to speak to me the way they do. I don't know. I don't get but all in my opinion. And so this is kind of like a part of the dating nightmares because I don't know why guys think I catfish. I don't know why so many men, and I mean so many men, accuse me of lying because with my standards, I have lost count of how many times men have written me just to tell me, I know you don't fall in your standards. I know you wouldn't pass your own list. And I based my list off of everything I am that men hate. I'll repeat that. I based my list of standards off of everything I am that men hate. Because a lot of men hate that I am a progressive liberal Democrat. Oh, like as you can tell if you've been like watching the episodes, so many Republican MAGA 45 loving men write me to try attempt to put me down or tell me that I'm garbage or I'm the N word or slave or B word or C word. Like, yeah, it's like if you've been listening, you've been saying all of those words, especially the N word. And I'm just like, okay, so the rumors about what the Republican Party stands for, you're just proving it in your messages. When you say that I must just love getting federal checks and getting free money from the government and not having a job, you are just proving how like I mean, how do you say that you are a Republican bigot without saying you're a Republican bigot? Yeah, read a lot of the messages that these men have written me, and then you will see. But anyway, this guy just, he wrote me out of nowhere, and I still don't know which of my standards he does not like. But again, the top one, the very first one, is Republican because there's no way I'm ever going to date a Republican. We will not be compatible, and it will just lead to, I mean, we won't even get to the wedding. It's like, I mean, even the first dinner, we'd probably want to be like, okay, check please, or we'd want to sit at different tables and mind our own business. That is like, I'm not compatible. If it was just as friends, we wouldn't be going out together alone. That's a no, no, yeah. So it would, if it was going to be with friends, then okay, whatever. But not a date. And a lot of these guys, for some reason, they're like attack. And I just feel like I am allowed to have my own opinion because and I'm gonna keep saying it's crazy because it is crazy. When it comes to politics, when it comes to my cell phone, when it comes to my goal, like men keep telling me what I am supposed to do. And even with children, I want children. But then especially as I got older, like some men already had kids by other women, and but they wanted to date me or have kids with me, but then they would tell me it was like the only reason that they wanted to date me is because I don't have a baby daddy that they would have to deal with. But then I would say, well, I would have to deal with your baby mamas, and they would be like, oh no, they're well trained, they're well taken care of, they know how to act correct, or they're obedient. And it's like I'm just like, no, okay, you're acting like they're pets. And so when it comes to like my standards, like Yeah. And so my education, a lot of men hate my education. So I feel like not all men with education are going to want to date me. It's like proof is that one kicker on that football team who had the nerve to say that speech in front of those people and talking about women and their real like desire, their real like I forgot, I can't quote him at the moment, but we all know what he said about how women's convocation or something like that is to be wives, mothers, and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, we are allowed to have goals. We are allowed to want to have our own businesses or have positions within careers that we want to. So don't try to tell all women or don't try to tell those women what their real goals are. And it's like that just, ooh. And so and a lot of men tell me that when a woman gets a degree, it's just a fancy piece of paper, and that women are not supposed to be leaders. That's in the Bible. And that women are supposed to be submissive. But if a woman has a degree and if a woman has a career job, that takes the femininity out of her because now she's going to want to play a role. She's going to want to like direct, and oh, she's going to think she knows more than me. Whew, so and if, like, again, if you guys have been listening to my videos, I have talked about dates and relationships where men hated my degrees, or like one literally, he asked me to be his girlfriend. We were dating for like 2 weeks. I made the mistake of sharing with him when I published my sixth children's book. I didn't know it was a mistake, but he blocked me because he said he would never be able to measure up to me. And he was in prison, and that's one of my standards is you cannot have been in prison because I kept trying to give men who have criminal past a second chance, but I have to realize I don't have time for projects other than my own. I'm already working on my projects of my novels, of my children's books, of my greeting cards, of my YouTubes, and et cetera. Because yeah, there's like 4 or 5 other ones as well that will be worked on. There's like I already have like the frameworks of them, but I'm trying to first get these first 4 components to start like trending, making money and stuff, then get to the other items. And it's crazy because I would think that if a guy wants a relationship with me, that I would be able to celebrate these occasions. I didn't know sharing that I published a book was going to end a relationship. After talking on the phone during COVID, literally 3 to 4 months, at least 3 to 5 nights a week. I mean, we called each day, but three to 3 to 5 times a week, we would end up on the phone for, I'll say, 2.5 to 7 or 8 hours on the phone. We would watch the sun go up. That's how much we were talking on the phone. And you guys already know what I did. Like he never got to see it, but yeah, I made something for him because I'm the type of woman with my education. I don't want to just use my education for myself. I want to uplift, especially if I'm with a man, and especially if I'm thinking we're going to be like a power couple or something like that. I went to school, like I want to get all of the use out of my education. And but I'm kind of learning like, okay, I'm going to have to, it's like it's really sad, but I'm just going to have to stop, or I almost want to say just be quiet, but I'm like I'm not going to be quiet when it comes to my business. But with some men, it's like, okay, I'm not going to give my input. I'm not going to share my like expertise or anything like that. I'm not going to because it's like why? It's like you think that's not feminine. But and then it's crazy how I'm starting my businesses, but so many men who, while they're asking me for gas money, they are telling me how to write my books, how to run my business, and then telling me that I need to write their idea, publish it, and then we're gonna split the money. But then when I'm like, no, your idea doesn't really fit what I write, then they call me stupid. Then they say I'm a moron and I don't understand what good books are, and that's why I'm going to fail. And so, anyways, like when I read this, like I just wonder, why am I fake? Am I fake because I, with my standards, I don't have, you must have six pack abs, you must be 6'3", or you must have, like, I don't know what all of the, oh, a six figure income and things like that, or certain amount of inches or what I like. And it's crazy. Like, so many men write me telling me, like, the first thing they tell me is how many inches. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, that's not, it's like, oh, it doesn't matter when you need to start getting Viagra. I don't care. And I want someone I can communicate, talk to, someone who gets my sense of humor. That's who I want to hang around with. And that's the longevity. It's like, if I just want to date someone off of inches, I'm going to divorce them, like, once that is done, once I'm done with that. And so there's this one guy, Thomas, as you see on here. For those who are, who have a sight disability or issues, things like that. Okay, let me help you out. This is Thomas. He looks Caucasian, but he looks like he met up with the sun a lot in this picture. Has a white and blue, like, plaid kind of shirt, and he has facial hair like a goatee. He has the hairline issue and a roundish nose, like kind of like that one nose where it has kind of like a curve or an oval in the middle. And then, yeah, he's male. Oh yeah, not vaccinated too. And that's another thing on my list. You have to be vaccinated. I wonder if that why he was so mad, because he's not like vaccinated. And then he's 5'11", but I don't have a height on that, so I don't know if maybe he, anyway. But then he also doesn't have his education. A lot of, like, certain men, especially Republican men, do not put their education on their profile. And parts of me wonders, does that prove my point on why they are writing me, why they are trolling me, why are they trying to just waste my time when I'm not good? Like, in most cases, I don't respond. I Yeah, I don't have time for that. And so this is what he wrote. You sound really intelligent. LOL. Fake. Uh, Tushy. Scammer. Mother. The F word. Dumb. B word. A word. And then the gay slur. Get a life, loser, and get a real job for once in your life. Time just because you hate your life doesn't give you the right to make others' life miserable, you piece of garbage. And so, with all of them, like, I just write a list of my standards. And then he was like, you sound really intelligent. Like, okay. It's like, am I not allowed to write my, like, because a lot of men get upset when I literally just have my standards. And I have my standards so that I can have peace of mind, and so that I can, again, like, block away a lot of the men who hate me for those items. But a lot of men who fit the criteria, they don't hate on me because they understand the effort for the education. They understand the need and the desire for adoption and fostering. They understand why maybe I don't want to hang, like, especially since I want to travel the world and I want to be able to adopt and foster and so many other things, that it's like, I don't want anyone with a criminal history. I don't. And there's just so many different, a long list, but I don't know why this guy just thinks I'm a scammer. I don't know why he thinks I'm so fake. Like, I only have one picture in my profile. It's like most scammers, most people who are trying to catfish and things, they have many pictures because they're trying to make sure that they fool you. But I don't. It's one picture. And I do that because a lot of men call me either the N word or fat or ugly or so many different things. So I think that one picture allows me to have peace of mind, and at least that gives them less arsenal to use. And with this guy, he's just like fake blank scammer. And then it's like first he says I'm intelligent, then he says I'm like a dumb B word, A word, and then the gay slur. And I'm just like, okay, like you know how to put a lot of swear words on a page. Like, where's your vocabulary? Where'd you go to school? Oops, yeah. But it's just at the point where I I know who I am. And for years, I was not allowed to be who I am. I was not allowed to write and publish my books. So, that one thing I'm going to make sure I'm not going to date a man that's going to try to force me to be someone I'm not, or who's going to try to trap me or tell me I better not do something. I already had to deal with that for years. And then even dating Mr. No Heart. I wrote the very, very, very extremely rough draft of my novel. And I wrote that novel because one, I was too scared, because especially being a Christian girl and all of these other things. And it's like I was scared about how my mother would react once she found out, because I was saving money for the cover for an editor and trying to figure everything out while my mom was fighting cancer. And but now I'm at a point where I'm just like, I mean, she passed away, and she's the one that stressed me out the most, because she told me if I published books, she was gonna throw me out. She wanted nothing like, and I don't know why. I was like, I will never know why. But if you guys have been listening to the episodes, you already know of some of the things she threatened me with. And so my goal and my love is to be an author, and I already have 6 out now, and or no, 7. I think there's 7 out. I have like 5 or 6 more at least, because yes, like it was 3, but then I kind of been sitting down and just like, okay, finish these projects. And so year 2025, oh, it's gonna be a battle because the guy we voted in. But anyway, but I am, while I sit this out, I'm gonna focus on writing my books and my greeting cards and trying to get my life together. And after I dated Mr. No Heart and he was of no help, he told me that he would only read my novel once I publish it. And his daughter, his oldest daughter, read a few chapters and she was saying it was good. And but it's funny because yeah, it's like I had quite a few people tell me it was good. And the thing is, now it's kind of like night and day, because the way I went back in, and then I went back in, and then I went back. Like, so the beginning of the novel is so different. And more is like while I go back in, more of it is changing to the point where now it's a series. It's not just going to be a single. And I'm kind of excited because even after this like series of books, I'm going to be creating more and more like group series of each case and things. And I think it's sad though, because men want me, like Mr. No Heart wanted me to watch him play his video games. He wanted me to cheer him on or think he did such an amazing job. But then with my passion, with my love, I just needed him to read it. And so when I get messages from Thomas, he doesn't understand what I've been through at home in dating and things like that. He has no idea. He doesn't understand the hard work that I've taken, and that I am trying to get my business together, but a lot of men don't want me to. It's like men don't want me to start a business, but they want me to give them gas money. They want to borrow my car. They want me to, fake and be their reference because they're going to put a fake job on a resume and then put my phone number. Yeah, it's like I oh my gosh, like I did not know that was a thing. But I've heard it from people in Detroit. And this one guy, he got so mad at me when I told him I would not do it. And he told me, "Oh, but you sound so white. They'll believe you. I just need you because I really need to get this job." And I'm like, "So why don't you contact some of your past jobs, some of the past employers?" And then I found out he has something in common with Mr. Lakake. And that means he stole from the job, his past jobs. And I'm just like, I don't want to, like, I'm not going to be your reference. It's like you treated me like you want to use me. First, you say that I better not start a business. And then you tell me that you need to get my gas money from me. Then you tell me you want me to pretend to be a reference on your resume to help you out. Hmm. Hmm. And that's happened a couple times, and that's scary because, like, especially like some of these guys, they wanna use us to a certain point, but then they want to boss us around and tell us what to do or tell us where our place is at the same time. They don't want us to be a leader, but they want us to take the leader role. They don't want us to be they don't want us to be the leader, but they want us to take care of things. They don't want us to be the leader, but they want us to answer the questions because they're too lazy to look it up and figure it out on their own. They don't want us to be the leaders, but then they want to sit and play their video games while we're the ones on a search engine trying to figure out how to get out of the mess he got in. You didn't even have any part in. Because I like, especially with one of my exes, Mr. No Heart, there were a few times where he got himself in a mess or situation, and I am the one figuring out how to get him out. And then, oh, the investing, because yeah, Thomas might be so upset because I invest because I want to take care of my future. I want to make sure that I have money for emergencies in my future. So if I put a little money each week or whatever, whenever I can, that it will grow. But like I mentioned in yesterday's video, do you know how many men tell me, let's take that money out and go on a cruise, let's go on trips, let's enjoy? And it's just like, okay, what is the, or some of these men tell me, oh, so you can invest money, but you can't invest more money in your wigs. You can't invest more money in your hair. It's like, I bet you don't have houses. I don't, you have, and it's like, you know what? I don't have houses. I don't. At least I have money in my, like, and some men want to put me down with that while their car costs more than their house. And that's the reason why almost all of their photos on dating apps is of their vehicle. Not one is of their house or in their house. But then they want to put me down or try to put me in my place when, okay, at least I'm trying, at least I'm putting effort. And I'm not saying if you don't invest, you're not putting any effort. That's not what I'm saying at all. But it's really frustrating when people who don't invest, they try to tell me what I'm supposed to do. Because, oh, Mr. No Heart did this too. Because it's like there's a few apps that I invested on that he knew of and everything. And I remember one day he turned his video gaming seat around to me, and he told me, "Oh, invest in," and he mentioned one of the video game or the computer hardware companies. And I told him I already have money in that account, and he told me to put more money in it. And so I was like, "Why don't you put money in that account?" And I know he doesn't have any money to put in that account. So as like I know it was gonna hurt, I didn't care. At that point, like I already knew we were gonna break up. I didn't. I was scared to do it, but I knew we were going to, because it's at like when you're gonna try to tell me what to do with my money, and then like the same night you're gonna tell me you don't have enough gas money to get to work for the week. So then not only are you telling me what to do with my money when it comes to investing, but then you're gonna like, well, I can't even say borrow because he never paid any of this money back. He never paid any of this money back. It's like, because some people are like, oh, it's only $20 or $40. Dating him for 7 years, and this was at least once to three times a month, it adds up. So for him to never have paid that money back is infuriating. It's annoying. It's just to the point where it's like, you don't want to read my novel, and that's gonna, I'm turning that into a business. You, when I try to tell you about my greeting cards, you put it down and say it's stupid. Then, or you say that it's gonna be a waste of time, I better not do it. When you want to start a business, you beg me, and then I have to spend, I literally spent about $1,200 to $2,500 for all of the equipment, because again he had no money. It's like he didn't even have his bank account yet. He finally got a credit union or bank account like near the end. I think it was like the last year and a half of our relationship that he was finally able to get an account. But then his credit score was still so terrible that he had to borrow money from me to get a new vehicle because his broke down. So it's just, the list goes on. Guys, if you want a feminine woman that doesn't have any leadership roles or anything like that, if you want her to be submissive, if you want her to just say, I'll cook you dinner, I'll make you a sandwich, I'll do your laundry, I'll take care of the kids so you can go and enjoy yourself. If you want a woman and that's all she does, that's all the you, and if that's all you want to do, ladies, do you, boo. That's not me though, but I'm saying do you. But if a guy, like men, you can't date me. It's like, and the thing is, like, men would pretend that they can deal with me, that they are compatible with me, and then they show their true colors 2 to 3 years in. But then they think that I'm stuck with them because, yeah, Mr. No Heart thought that I was stuck with him and that I was gonna, and I was scared to leave the relationship, but I wasn't too scared to leave the relationship. I saw how he was just going to, because I knew he didn't care about me. He keeps saying, "Oh, you can't tell me I don't love you." Like, I am soon. I'm gonna start the series of the over 40 reasons I broke up with Mr. No Heart, and there's gonna be another series for Mr. Lock a Key too. But when a man tells me when his youngest daughter graduates from high school that I don't have an opinion, I don't have an option. I am going to move up north to what, in my eyes, is a sundown town, a racist, no good city, with his mother who said the only reason I got into college is because I'm black. And he doesn't ask me, he's telling me, and I'm telling him no, and then he gets mad at me. He, like, furious. He doesn't care about if I have a career. He doesn't care about what I'm going to be doing. He doesn't care about anything of like that. He threatened to break up with me because I wanted to adopt and foster. I had to promise him that I wasn't going to adopt and foster just so we could stay together. I'm like, no, no, no more of that. But I will continue this on another episode, and the series will be the over 40 reasons I broke up with Mr. No Heart. I created a list, and I think I hit close to 45. That's really sad. But 7 years, I have so many reasons. But thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human. You're human too. Take care.